Join me as I take on the challenge of watching the most emotional videos ever and see if I can keep my tears in check. Crying is one of those universal human experiences that we all go through, yet it's often viewed as a sign of weakness. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you cried in front of someone and didn't feel a little embarrassed about it? For me, it's been a while, but I do recall feeling like I was going to lose it at some point, and I just let it all out. It's like our bodies have this release valve that just takes over, and before you know it, tears are streaming down your face. There's this huge stigma around crying and showing emotions, especially for guys. I think it's high time we break down those barriers and start being more honest about how we feel. I've lost count of how many times I've seen someone, usually a guy, try to hold back tears, only to end up looking like they're about to explode. It's like, dude, just let it out already. You're not going to be judged as harshly as you think. I've had friends tell me that they feel like they're not allowed to cry, like it's going to make them look weak or something. But honestly, I think that's just a bunch of nonsense. We're all human beings, and we all have emotions. It's okay to show them. In fact, I think it's more than okay. I think it's necessary. The thing is, when we bottle up our emotions and try to pretend like everything's fine, it can have some serious consequences. We end up feeling anxious, stressed, and just plain miserable. And that's when the tears start flowing. Usually at the most inconvenient times, like in the middle of a meeting or while you're driving. I remember one time when I just couldn't hold back my tears. I was watching a video of a little kid who had just lost his battle with cancer, and it just hit me so hard. I think it was because I'd lost someone close to me when I was younger, and it brought back all those memories. I was sitting on my couch, just bawling my eyes out. It was like I was reliving that moment all over again. Another time was when I saw a video of a woman who had just been reunited with her family after being separated for years. It was such a beautiful moment, and I think I was just feeling all the emotions that came with it. I was laughing and crying at the same time. It was like my heart was just overflowing with joy. I've also had moments where I cried just because I was feeling overwhelmed. Like, have you ever had one of those days where everything just feels too much? Yeah, that's when I usually end up crying. It's like my body's way of saying, hey, you need to take a break and just feel your emotions for a second. But then there was this one moment that really stands out in my mind. It was like a tidal wave of emotions just washed over me. I was at a funeral, and I saw the family of the person who had passed away just completely heartbroken. It was like I could feel their pain and their grief, and it just hit me so hard. I remember feeling like I was going to collapse, like I just couldn't even stand up anymore. Looking back, I realized that moment was a turning point for me. It made me realize just how important it is to be vulnerable and honest about our emotions. When we try to bottle them up and pretend like everything's fine, it can be really damaging. But when we let ourselves feel and express our emotions, it can be incredibly healing. So what can we learn from all this? I think the main takeaway is that tears are actually a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to be vulnerable and honest about how we're feeling. And I think that is something we can all work on. Being more open and honest about our emotions and not trying to pretend like everything's fine when it's not. If you've got a story about a time when you just couldn't hold back your tears, I'd love to hear it. Leave a comment below and let's get the conversation started. And if you're interested in more videos like this, be sure to check out my other content. I've got a lot of other discussions about emotions and mental health that you might find interesting.